Hello, my name is DJ Jana, and this is my mental health story. One spring day in March at 15 years old, my parents sat me down and explained to me that I had been adopted as a child and that my birth mother was the person I knew as my oldest sister, and they were really my grandparents. They also explained to me that the entire town knew of this secret and had been hiding it from me for my entire life. I felt that everything I ever believed about myself and my identity was a lie, and the people that I was supposed to trust the most were the ones that had lied to me. I no longer knew who to believe or trust. I felt completely alone. I also experienced feelings of being unwanted and unlovable in the fact that my birth parents gave me up for adoption in the first place. At 15 years old, I didn't know how to deal with such strong emotions coming at me all at once and from every angle. I began using self-injury as a coping method and eventually drugs as well. I was never offered counseling or therapy and didn't know how to seek out the care that I needed on my own as a teen. I continued to cope as best I could for the next 3 years until drugs cost me my job and my grandparents kicked me out of their home. It happened to be another spring day in March after sleeping in graveyards and abandoned trailers and writing bad checks for food that I was alerted that a warrant would be put out for my arrest if I didn't pay my bank balance. At that moment, I felt that I had no hope. I attempted suicide. It didn't quite work the way that I intended, and I got scared and called a friend, and they dispatched an ambulance to me. After my emergency room visit, I was escorted by 2 police officers to a mental health care facility where I was stayed for 72 hours and then was released with no plan for follow-up care. I was lost and needing direction, and so I decided to join the United States Navy. The recruiters told me never to bring up my mental health, and so I didn't. I had a few years of stability before other traumatic events happened in my life that brought up those same lies that I struggled with before, that I was unlovable, unwanted, and unworthy. I attempted suicide again. I woke up the next day in the hospital because I had called someone to say goodbye, and they sensed that something was wrong and dispatched help to me. Waking up that day in the hospital made me so thankful that I was given a second chance. I vowed then to never attempt again, no matter how dire the situation, no matter how badly I wanted the pain to end. I promised myself that I would not give up. It's been 16 years, and I'm proud to say that I'm still here. I went on to take jobs working as a contractor for the military and even for NASA. I touched items that went into space. It had been a lifelong dream of mine to work there, and I was so proud that I was able to accomplish that. A few years later, I experienced another traumatic event and had a mental health care breakdown that cost me my job at NASA. I went through many dark days in the months that followed, but I was able to get connected with the VA hospital and began receiving treatment there. I was diagnosed with complex PTSD and enrolled in DBT therapy, and that is the tool that completely changed my life. While I still struggle with suicidal thoughts from time to time, I've learned how better to cope with them through therapy and using tools like a safety plan and utilizing the crisis line when I need to. I've worked hard on my progress and have taken many steps to help find the purpose hidden in my pain. I've made mental health advocacy my new goal in life. If I can help just one person out there to know that they're not alone, to have hope, then it will all have been worth it. I'm sharing my story with you today in hopes to enact policy change regarding access to mental health care and services. I know that if I had been offered access to health care and services as a teen, my life would have turned out completely different. I don't say that with a regret for my own life, but hope that someone else out there doesn't have to endure what I did to get the care that they need. To those lies that tell me that I am unlovable, unwanted, and unworthy, I say, I am made of star stuff. I have magic in me that can change the world. You have that magic too. In time, you'll learn to transform your pain into purpose. You are not alone.